semi-final round of the Season 3 World Championships. I'm Ify Shogzaporter, coming to you live from the main stage here at the Galen Center in downtown Los Angeles, California. Are you guys excited? Today, of course, in our first semifinal, SK Telecom T1 takes on Najin Blacksword to see which Korean team we'll be seeing in the championship game and who will battle it out for a chance at the Season 3 title and the Summoners Cup. But for now, it's time to get acquainted with our starting lineup, starting with the lovely gentleman at the caster desk.
Thanks a lot, Shocks. I'm Joe Miller, and calling tonight's best-of-5 semi-final series here with me tonight is Trevor Quickshot Henry and the lovely Sam Kobe Hartman Kendall.
Thank you, Joe.
Well, before we get to our first game between Najin Blacksword and SKT, let's send it across to the massive arena to Riv and the guys over at the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Quickshot. I am Rivington Bislin III, and holding it down at the analyst desk with me is none other than David Freak Turley. Plus, joining us again for the semifinals, it's the Trinity Force of insightful analysis, OG and Castro Monte Cristo, the Evil Geniuses Crepo, and Counter Logic Gaming's Double Lift. But before we dive into tonight's semifinal series, let's take a look back at Tuesday's games, starting with the highlights from SK Telecom's dominating performance. Day 2 of the Season 3 World Championship quarterfinals kicked off with the red-hot SKT1 taking on the Gamma Bears from Taiwan. SKT1 jumped out to an early lead in Game 1 behind Bengi's pressure from the jungle.
Stays caught between a rock and a hard place. He may be able to pick up first, but Impact gets away. That's a flash. Flash for flash. Bengi lands the killing blow, securing it for SKT.
Bengi continued to rack up the kills, but here he lets Faker get in on the action.
Maple will not see this coming either.
Well, we'll wait for the assault and battery. Is going to follow in. Here comes Faker. Maple tries to get away. He is going to get taken down. And that assault and battery just locking up Cassidy for too long. Not even he could escape it.
SKT1 walked their way into Gamma Bear's base to secure the victory in Game 1.
Wins is going to be the second kill of the fight as now they turn onto Sword Art. That's going to be a triple kill for Piglet. SK Telecom all of a sudden decide to win a team fight, decide to close the game out, and the Gamma Bears are going to drop 0-1 in this best-of-3 series.
And the Bengi show continued in Game 2.
Bengi is sticking to him. Sonic Wave, can it catch? That is the question. It does! He follows up. Sword Art's in trouble, 100 HP. The volatile Spiderling goes down. The Cocoon does not connect.
This
Bengi
could be 3.
Gets a safeguard shield. We do see the Sonic Wave gets dodged by the Repel, and that's a 3-for-0 in favor of SKT.
The Gamma Bears tried to play catch-up, but you can't catch a flippin' ninja.
He taunts out over the wall, feint is up. He's got a couple hundred hit points, 380, still taking everybody on a walk. Just a matter of time before they close him down as Maple is joining from the side. The thing is, how long do they stand? He's still alive! Sonic Wave comes in, Impact runs! Impact is not dead!
SKT1 would roll to a convincing series win to set up an all-Korean semifinals versus Najin Blacksword.
Now Stake will be the next one to fall. Who gets the kill credit? It's Faker as Piglet picks up his second. Now Wins is getting dropped down as Sword Art in the background is crushed. A clean ace. SK Telecom T1 will advance to face Najin Blacksword in the semifinals.
Incredibly well-played game by the Korean team, convincing 2-0 victory.
The last match of the quarterfinals pitted two Chinese rivals against each other, as OMG battled Royal Club for the last remaining semifinals berth. And as expected, both teams came out swinging.
Look how low Tabe's gone. Gets knocked up. Cool now, unstoppable as he finishes off that kill. Lovelin goes low. He manages to get back, but the flash in from Uzi will secure them one back. And it's now a 2-for-1 fight. There's Ace in the hole.
Right back in.
Going, dives to the back line, but he will fall. There's the charm onto Uzi. He's going to cleanse. San going for
Uzi's still alive.
Doesn't get any of them as the Sonya's used there by White. Crazy turnaround again.
With OMG's Go-Going pushing their inhibitor, Royal made the decision to secure the Baron.
Classic question here. Is a Baron worth an inhibitor?
For Royal, it was worth. And they would go on to pick up the Game 1 win.
There is a flash. Tibbers coming in, not really doing what they would have hoped from it. And Royal back away to the steps. There's the Stranglethorns going down as White gets into the base. There's the Ace in the hole. Uzi gonna pick that one up. That's already one man down. Can they finish off the tower? Charm landing onto Godlike. He's at less than half. As Go-Going dives into the back. Lee Sin kicks the three of them in.
Royal is still pushing in. They've got the Baron and they're making their play.
This is gonna be game number 1. Going over to Royal Club.
They were so excited, they were falling out of their chairs by the end of that one. What an insane ending.
With a 1-0 lead in the series, Royal kept their foot on the gas in Game 2.
Wow, Tabby going very low, but cool. He's going to get burst out from this one. Uzi picks up that kill. Whites is going to finish on Big Pomelo, no problem. And now San, he's a dead man. Uzi going to get the finish on that to get a double kill.
Another beautiful crescendo from Tabe would give Royal an ace from out of nowhere.
There's a three-man crescendo coming in as well. Tabe picks up a kill, but they're only going one way right now. San taking tons of damage there as he falls. They're still chasing here as well. Lovely. Can he get away from this one? Tumble comes down, and that's a triple kill for the Vayne.
Royal's Uzi lived up to all of the hype, and he carried his team past their rivals and into a semi-final showdown versus Fnatic.
Uzi is coming in from the backside. Surprise! Here comes the Vayne. Kill for White. San's not going to escape this one. They focus down Uzi, but look at him. He's still alive. He's still surviving. He stays alive. Ace for Royal Club. What an amazing fight coming out of Uzi.
God.
This is going to be a win for Royal Club. They are going to take down their Chinese rivals, and you can see exactly what it means to Royal Club.
They are longtime rivals from the Chinese LPL. They beat them 3 times in a row to gain that #1 seed, and then with that bye into the quarterfinals, they beat them twice more in a row to move on. Well deserved by Royal.
And with all those matches keeping you on the edge of your seat, 41 group stage matches and 4 quarterfinal series, let's check out the Season 3 World Championship bracket as it stands now. We're down to the final 4 teams in the top semifinal showdown. It's tonight's matchup, Korea's SK Telecom T1 versus Najin Black Sword.
While in the lower half of the bracket, it's Saturday's best-of-5 battle between China's Royal Club and Europe's Fnatic.
All right, gentlemen, so coming into tonight, Najin Black Sword is actually the higher seed, as we've done our homework here. They got the most circuit points in Korea during their Season 3 and earned the bye into the quarterfinals. Now, the question is, even though they took the region's top spot, are they a team that is better than SKT? Freak, what are you thinking?
It's a tough thing to call because SKT have done more in the recent past. They just won Champion Summer, so they're kind of the favorite coming in. But there's 2 topics I want to broach as far as this matchup is concerned. The first of all is individual skill differences, because Prey and Kane for Najin's Sword are really, really, really good. and they're going to be better than their opponents here. But on the other side, SKT's got Faker, and I think we've talked about him enough throughout the tournament. Faker, no one really stands a match for him in the 1v1. The other topic to talk about, though, is strategic differences, because we've seen SKT have a much cleaner mid-game and do a better job of closing out games than Najin's Sword.
Yeah, that's right. And with Najin's Sword, you know, the way they've won their games has been they get a huge advantage in that early laning phase, but they don't look as solid in terms of their mid-game strategy. They don't look as solid in terms of their strategy and team composition. We've commented on it before. They seem a little weird, maybe lacking a little bit of synergy right there. But for me, I really want to see the top lane matchup here because Impact has come such a long way. Starting out as more of a tanky player, he used to be a support player, moved up to that top lane, and he's developed into a carry top laner a lot like Expression. So for me, we haven't seen these teams play since Champion Spring, so it's been months and months and months, and I want to see how that development really affects him.
Yeah, to me, SKT1's bot lane, obviously not as good as Prey and Kane as they've shown during this tournament, but Faker is going to crush Nagna, in my opinion. And Impact and Bengi they've showed so much synergy, especially in the quarterfinals when they played Gamma Bears. You saw those sneaky ganks. Bengi and Impact just play so well together. I don't really see Watch and Expression have that kind of like tag team just make those plays together.
Yeah, I think that's what set both teams apart. There's synergy with their jungle, because many people consider Watch a slightly better jungle than Bengi, but Bengi does really well with Faker. Who's going to stop Bengi and Faker? Probably nobody. And then Bengi and Impact, as he said, to do really well together as well. So, and aside from that, I just want to point on that Najin Black Sword actually did play in Winter, OGN, and they did a lot of 3v1 dives there. That's actually where SKT1 was lacking a lot in the earlier stages of the group.
Mani, final thoughts?
Yeah, we see that coming out of Najin Sword, and yes, they're less of a dive-oriented team, but they're still capable of doing it. And notably, Expression, when he was on the sister team, Najin Shield, had to play against that dive a lot. And for me, out of all the Korean teams coming in, he's had the most safe play in those 2v1 situations, because you can tell he knows the limits of the dive and is constantly watching out for it, unlike some of the other Korean top laners that we've seen here.
And that's what Najin Black Sword will have to do, get an early lead in the early game and extend that into mid-game, because if you go even against SKT1, once the mid-game pushing starts and the rotations start happening, yeah, you find yourself losing the game really quick.
All right, in Doublelift?
And I just have to expect SKT1 to 2v1 because if they're dual lane 2v2s against Prey and Kane, which are so aggressive, they're probably going to lose. I think SKT1 is going to 2v1, and they just have to play the 2v1 game, even though apparently Sword has a better 2v1 game.
All right, well, you gentlemen have weighed in with your thoughts. It's now time for that part of the show that Doublelift hates more than giving up his farm. It's time to choose the winners of tonight's matchup. Before we get to our picks, let's take a look at the standings where everybody is sitting right now. Mani is in first with an impressive mark of 37-11, with the casters, Crepo, and the viewers just 1 point behind. And finally, sitting at the end of the standings and the end of the desk is our Doublelift.
I'm the best.
Doublelift, so even though you're 3 games behind your coach right now, because of the 2 semifinals coming up here are going to be worth more, as long as you pick a different team than Monty, by the end of the night, you could be tied. So there's a little bit of logic.
Or behind.
Or behind.
I'm going to win, dude. I'm going to win.
All right, gentlemen, it's time to lock in your picks. SK Telecom T1 or Najin Blacksword. Which one of these 2 teams will be playing for the Summoners Cup next week? Freak?
For me, it's SKT. I think they come through with a bit more experience. They've been doing sort of better overall. And I think as long as they can get by some early deficits, if that even happens, then they'll just close out the games.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking SK Telecom T1 as well. But it's worth remembering that in their last 3 best-of-5s, they have consistently dropped either the first or the first 2 games. And so I expect it to be a 3-1 with Najin Sword taking the first one. They're a team of adjustments. They can lose a game. They don't go on tilt. They come back, adjust their strategy, and then sweep their opponents. So they're a very strong team. We've all seen it, but I think Najin Sword probably has a few tricks tonight.
That's funny. It's because it's almost the mentality that TPA had coming in last year. If we lose game 1, we'll definitely get the next ones knowing what they can bring out. You know, moving down the line, Doublelift?
Yeah, and I agree with Monty. I think SKT was going to take this because they've ramped up this entire tournament. You saw them early in the group stage. They lost to OMG. They adapt immediately. The next time they play OMG, they take a 13-minute inhibitor. Then they play against Gamma Bears. The first game's kind of slow. The next game's a complete stomp. These guys know how to download their opponents and play accordingly. They have great coordination, great play calling. They're just a really strong team.
Well, I agree with both these master-level analysts.
What about me?
And Freak. And I think yeah, SKT has an edge over Sword, especially if you look at the early game. They've been improving their 3v1 dives. They've improving their early mistakes. And once mid-game hits, if Uzi isn't too fed, or if their bot lane isn't Prey and Kane aren't too fed rather, then I definitely see SKT taking it.
All right, with the analyst desk trending towards SKT, it's now your chance, the viewers, to turn and try and take back the top spot in the standings. Head over to lolesports.com and vote for the team you think will win this semifinal series.
And once you're at lolesports.com, click on Schedule, hit the Semifinals tab, and vote away.
And now with the picks in our pockets, here is the Twitter question of the day. We want to know, how has the World Championship influenced the way you play League of Legends?
You can hit us up at LOL Esports and be sure to use the hashtag Worlds if you want Riv to read your answer on air.
And now we're happy to announce that in celebration of the epic battles waged during Season 3, Championship Thresh arrives next Friday, October 4th.
Yeah, equipped with ornate... I'm going to wait for you guys to cheer for that one. Equipped with ornate battle armor and emblazoned with the sigil of Season 3, get a Thresh start for the next season with this new championship skin. I'm starting early.
Nice one.
All right,
Thanks.
everybody, we have to take a quick break, but when we return, Faker and SK Telecom T1 battle Najin, Black Sword, and Prey for a spot in the Season 3 finals. But first, since winning Korea's champion Winter earlier this year, Najin Black Sword has gone through a lot of changes. And even though they lost their leader, they haven't lost focus on their ultimate goal, the Summoners Cup.
일단 저희 팀 탑 미드가 바뀌었는데요. 나그네 선수가 들어온 지 그렇게 오래되지가 않았는데 저희 한 달 정도 맞춰보니까 좀 많이 너무 손발이 잘 맞아서
그렇게 오랜 시간이 소요되지 않았고요. 일단 소드 형들이 그러니까 새로 들어온 멤버 치고는 너무 잘해주시고 그러니까 친근하게 다가와 주셔서 좀 적응하는 데는 거의 한 달도 걸리지 않았다고 봐요.
처음에는 저도 되게 나가고 싶어 했고 되게 자신도 있었는데 지금 흘러가는 추세를 좀 현실적으로 바라보면 좀 저보다는 나그네 선수가 지금 메타에 되게 맞는 선수고요.
나그네 선수 같은 경우에는 송 선수랑 이렇게 다루는 챔피언 폭이 거의 아예 정반대인데 반면에 요즘 좀 떠오르는 메타에 맞는 챔프들 많이 잘해서 저희가 나그네 선수를 미드로 계속 쓰고 있고요. 네, 결과가 계속 좋게 나오고 있는 것 같아서 좋습니다.
막는 선수가 이제 팀을 나가게 된 후에 사실 연락은 많이 못했어요. 왜냐면 서로 다른 팀에 소속되어 있으면서 시즌 준비하느라 바쁘고
저희가 처음에는 엑스펜션 선수가 들어오고 그닥 좋은 성적은 아니었어요.
탑라인이 혼자서 자생한다 뭐 이런 식으로 몇 달간 했는데 솔직히 되게 힘든 일이잖아요. 정글 없이 한다는 게. 근데 그 상황에서 좀 맞춰졌다가 이건 도저히 아닌 것 같다고 다시 바꾸고 나서부터는 그렇게 적응 기간이 오래 걸리진 않았어요.
일단 탑과 정글이 호흡이 잘 맞아야 하기 때문에 처음에는 쭉 하훈이랑 해왔었으니까 하훈이의 장점은 일단 좀 더 공격적이고 상대 그 탑라인을 조금 정글러가 풀어주게 된다면 아예 그냥 찍어 누르는 그런 스타일이었다면
엑스펜션 선수는 그와는 조금은 더 안정적인 선수거든요. 그래서 그런 스타일의 차이가 있었고
다른 라인들을 풀어주게끔 게임의 흐름을 잘 이을 줄 아는 탑라이너라서
저도 어떻게 보면 실드에서 원맨 팀으로 막 팀이 밀어주고 그랬는데 이제 소드로 오니까 그게 아니잖아요. 그러니까 그거에 대해서 배분을 하는 게 힘들었던 거지 적응하진 않은 건 아니었어요.
차츰 저희가 호흡을 맞춰가면서 완벽해지는 모습을 보고
저는 실력적으로는 좀 인정받고 있다는 생각으로 이렇게 부담감 처음엔 있었는데 그렇게 심하게는 많이 부딪히진 않은 것 같아요. 제 성적이 어떻게 나오냐에 따라 다르겠지만 그래도 좋은 선수인 건 맞아요.
그 막내현 선수 같은 경우에는 저희가 뭐 같은 길을 못 걷게 됐지만 막내현 선수가 타 프로그램에 나와서 저희 팀 많이 응원해준다고 또 하더라고요. 그래서 정말 기분이 좋습니다.